Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. This was a video that I was not going to post, or I wasn't going to make this video today, but I decided to go ahead because some crazy things have been happening. I've been getting emails from a lot of debt collection companies. Some of them you can tell that they're just spying, they're just looking at the information that we have to offer. They're looking at the YouTube videos, but also something that there's a lot of them that are trying to get into the debt collection business, or individuals looking to get into the debt collection business. And they ask me, am I a debt collector? And I'm like, I will make that clear right here and now. I am not a debt collector. I've been pointed at. I've had debt collectors come after me years ago. That's how one of the ways that I have experience with all of this stuff. And but they are getting very aggressive. There's a lot of portfolios that are opening up. Billions, literally billions of dollars are going to be opening up over the next few months. And I would say probably by November, December, they're going to start clearing out their books for the year and they're going to start selling off the massive amount of debt. I'm predicting it's going to be over $1 billion for 2021. But right now, what I want to do is I want to go over some of the inventory that has been released this week. And this is a mixed batch of lenders, and one thing that I noticed also is that the price of the to buy the portfolio, even though majority of this debt is out of the legal collection of the statute of limitations for most states, is that they're raising the prices because these companies are getting these debt collection companies, they're making a killing because people don't know their rights when it comes to uh, what can be collected and what cannot be collected. People get very emotional and they don't know what these debt collectors can and can't do. So we got one batch here. It's major banks and a rent to own company. Not going to mention her name, but they're a big national rent to own company, and a couple of finance companies. Six point, I'm sorry, $4.3 million. Average charge off date is 6/20/10. Average balance is $6,326. If they get one individual to pay uh, this, this amount, that they would be in the profit zone for what they're offering uh, this amount of debt for. Even though with that even though the amounts that they're charging for debt, I've seen debt for 4.3 million go a lot lower than this, but even with the amounts they're charging, you have 6,455 accounts to break even and make money. So if you just say lowball, we got 6,400 accounts. How many of the 6,400 people haven't watched a video from me, Stephen A. Williams with the Credit Repair Shop, to know what their what their rights are regarding this? And they end up having a garnishment. And when they get a garnishment, they're going to attach fees. They're going to be able to get 100% of the money. Let's just say 10% of the people, 10% of the 6,400 people, so that'd be 640 people times the average account balance. They would make over $4 million on this, and that's only if they got a 10%. So you can see why they are very aggressive with this. You can see why they try to trick people into making payments that they don't have to make. They will do anything to get you to either reset that debt or to not show up to court, and they get a default judgment, and it won't matter after that, no matter what you try to do, unless you are really good about getting your case reopened. So let's go to the next batch, see what we got here. We have two major, three, one, two, three major banks Credit card accounts, $13 million. Average charge-off date is 2010, and the average balance is $3,899. Selling this, so let's break this one down. Uh, let's see, we got 13 million. Well, let's go by the accounts. 3,350 accounts. 3,350 accounts. Let's just say they get 10%. So that's 355 people that don't know what I teach here on the Credit Repair Shop YouTube channel. So we got 335 people out of the 3,050 people that didn't know. They get 100% because they're going to garnish the wages. They just made $1.3 million on a $10,000 investment. So you can see why they want to do this. Now, it does cost a little bit more because for each of those individuals that they take to court, they do have to pay a fee, a filing fee to take someone to small claims court. So I won't say that that's just the amount. It is an investment, but you can see why they're going to be very aggressive. Let's see what else they sent over here. Another batch. Let's see here. Retail credit card debt 9.9 million, 1,100 accounts. Average balance $9,025 for department store credit cards. Retail, probably furniture. I would estimate this furniture. Another group, major mixed credit card, mixed bank, 17 million, 25,000 accounts, and average balance is $680. This would be one that I would see someone taking a big risk on because of that. I think we mentioned that one once before. Here's another big one, $78.3 million, 16,877 accounts, average balance $4,641. You can see that's a mixed group of credit cards. Let's look at what else we got here. Let's see, that's not new. I think this is one I have it bookmarked. I have it flagged on my email, so I'm not sure if I mentioned this one, so I want to go ahead and go over it. We got one, two, three, four. It says four major banks and more, so probably some other major banks. 4,000 accounts, $8 million charge off date, 2000 to 2009. I think I remember this one. 1,900 balance on that one. I want to go back to that other one that I talked about because I don't think I mentioned charge off dates. Okay, for the charge off dates, it was 2009. For the 3.5 million was '03 to 2015. For the 18 million was 2009, and the 17 million was 2000 to 2009. That's what it was. Okay, so let's go step by step what you do. First thing, when you get the demand letter, all of them are going to send a demand letter to you. This is required by law. This is required by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act that they have to send you a demand letter. You might be asking, how are they going to find you, especially if the debt is that old? They're going to go to the major credit reporting agencies. They have what's called tracer membership accounts. And on these tracer membership accounts, they're able to look at your credit and see what you've been doing, and they can find what your current address is. Now, something that's a little bit uh, I want to make you aware of is the reason why they want to look at your credit reports is because they want to see how you're living your life. If you're paying some credit cards, paying a car bill, they can see that you're employed. They can see that you either own a home or maybe a rental company is reporting to your credit reports. They want to look at what's going on, and they can judge if it's going to be worth their money to get an attorney in that area to file a lawsuit against you. So this is how they're stacking the deck to be able to come after you and have a good chance of winning. So they're going to send you a demand letter. You have 30 days to respond to that letter. First thing you need to do when you get that letter is you need to check the statute of limitation laws for your state. It's different for all 50 states. Some states are the same, but every state is different, has a different law. And you need to see if the debt is past the legal statute of limitations. That means that they have not gotten a judgment against you. If it's past the statute of limitations, legal statute of limitations to collect, and you have not made any payment, no nothing, you can look at the charge off date and you can see that it's past that period of time. You simply just have to send them a letter notifying them that it is past the legal statute of limitations and you want them to cease all collection activity. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go into nothing else with it. A lot of people get confused about this, but you don't. You don't need to talk about the debt, no debt validation, no nothing when it's past the legal statute of limitations. Also, I'm talking about the statute of limitations to collect the debt. I'm not talking about the 7-year statute of limitation for your credit reports. That is two totally different things. We're talking about the money that they can try to come after you for. They cannot do it if it's past the legal statute of limitations for your state. Now, if it is not past legal statute of limitations to collect for your state, the next thing that you should do immediately is send them a letter that validates the debt. But you should do that with what I call a cease and desist letter. This is where they're going to have to determine if your account meets the qualifications. If you end up going against them in court, uh, if they try to sue you and you go up against them in court, you are actually uh, getting your foundation set to be able to argue against them. And I give you that free letter. It's below here. It's well worth it to try to send that letter. It's a cease and desist collection activities letter because you're asking them to prove some things before they even move forward. And if they can't even prove those things, those little things, they might try to nitpick and send you some statements and stuff like that. But you got to stay on them to get you all of the information that's in that cease and desist collection activities letter. Uh, Usually, 9 times out of 10, they will stop. But some debt collection companies, this is an investment for them, and they're going to push forward because they want to see you quit. Most people will quit. Most people will stop responding. Most people will get lazy. You got to work. You got to do all your other stuff. So you might not even follow through. And they know that. They do this as a business. You're just dealing with this for something as a moment in time. So if they when they respond back, if they say that they're not going to continue, then it's all over. You just need to save that paperwork because they'll probably try to throw it back to some other debt collection company and they'll try to come after you. And you just want to have that paperwork so you don't have to draw it up over again. And also, you might be able to sue them for passing that over to a debt collection company if they've been notified. Now, the next thing is if when they respond back and maybe they say that they're going to keep coming after you, you need to do a complete debt validation, which we ask for that in that cease and desist collection activities letter. But this is when they're responding. This is your back and forth. So you're going to make them go even beyond what was asked in that cease and desist collection activities letter on the debt validation. And usually they can't, but not to say that they won't. But again, you're laying foundation for it. They try to take you to court. I get a lot of people, someone even today, they said they had tried to get them to do the debt validation. And what it was you probably tried it one time, they didn't respond back, or they sent some statements and you didn't respond back saying, thank you for the statements, but I'm asking for this, and this. I give you that in that debt validation letter. So you're going to get that, when you get the debt validation information back, you should probably go ahead and send that certified mail so you can prove that they did get it if they decide to proceed to go to court. So you want to make sure. So you're going to have a lot of back and forth. What I usually see with these is that if you get that back and forth going, they usually will not go ahead and take you to court. They'll try to do some type of resolution. And then that's up to you if you feel that this was an account that you had and now you maybe want to go ahead and just try to see what type of settlement you can do. Be careful when you're doing that. You don't want to say that 100% the debt is yours, but you can say, hey, I'm willing to listen. What is this, just to try to make this go away? What would they be offering? And let them speak first, and then you speak second. If they end up taking you to court, you had the information. You're going to have to use that same information all over again, but you're going to have to answer the summons. There's going to be all of these points, and I have a video where I go into more detail about that. But you have to answer that summons, and you'll have an opportunity again to submit a request for full debt validation. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't disregard those debt collection letters. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. If you watch the video, what makes us different, that's the way that we repair credit. And if you can follow that with my 8-point validation system, we invite you to become a customer. If you need your credit reports and scores, and you're going to need that for that charge-off date to see if it's past the legal statute of limitation, it'll be right in the comments. The free report places don't give you all of that information. Go to your the number 3scores.com, and I really appreciate it if you use that monitoring service. It helps for my time here giving you this information for the channel. And then below are the links to everything: the debt validation letter, cease and desist letter, the statute of limitations letter. All of those are below here. Just a reminder, I have the statute of limitations and the debt validation letter in the same file. If it's past the statute of limitations, you only need to use that letter, not the debt validation letter. All right, I would like to thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you.